Green Bay and taking on the Micah Parsons Packers. The line here is the Packers favored by 2.5 with a total of 47.5. Jefe, we're going to start with you. What do you like in this game? You're muted, by the way. You're muted.
Nothing. This game is the toughest game to look at on the damn schedule. I don't think Michael Parsons is going to end up going. I don't know why the hell you would risk $47 million for 1 week, for one game. Let the guy get a little get himself ready, get himself together, and maybe learn a little bit more of the schemes, especially since he's going to be the mic down. Lions, I think, are in for adjustment, but I don't think it's going to be that big of an adjustment. I think the Lions are still really good. Last time I checked, they still got David Montgomery and Jamar Gibbs in the back. They still got Amon-Ra St. Brown on one side, and I think everybody and their mama is expecting a big year from Jameson Williams. And that's not even that we haven't even mentioned Laporta, and we haven't even mentioned the fact that Aiden Hutchinson will be back on that defensive line, healthy, ready to go, and that is huge. Off the top of my head, I cannot think of who they added on defense via free agency. I'm blanking out, but
for the Lions,
I know they added some players in free agency. I'm just really blanking out right now.
The big signing they had was DJ Reed from the Jets, one of the top tier cornerbacks in the market.
And if you remember last year, the name of the game for the Lions was, we'll give up points. We'll just end up scoring more than you.
Yep.
I don't know if that's going to be the game plan. I actually think they're going to move more to we're going to run the ball in so many different ways with Montgomery and Gibbs. We're going to force you to load that box up, and then 3, 4, 5 times a game, we're going to take a shot at Jameson or Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I think you're going to see less scoring in these games. With that being said, when I look at this game, I'm not going to take a side. I'm looking at a total here, and as crazy as this might sound, I'm looking at the under. I think with a new offense coordinator, Lions not going to be so fast-paced. Packers, not a lot of changes on that offense. Yeah, they drafted a Matthew Golden, but I don't think that's a humongous change. I think both these teams are going to be looking to do the same thing: ground and pound the ball and win the time of possession. Will there be points scored? Absolutely. These quarterbacks are talented, but I'm going to go with the under.
I respect it. And yeah, there weren't a ton of deals that the Packers made on the offensive side. The big name they brought in was Mecole Hardman to a 1 year, $1.5 million. That is their highlighted offensive addition. So I agree with you. Not a huge offensive addition. But one thing, Jefe, I wanted to ask you. The Lions have 2 new coordinators. We all know the story. Ben Johnson over to the Bears, Aaron Glenn over to the Jets. Do you take into account that for game one, that they have a completely new coaching staff? Besides the head coach, both coordinators are gone. Do you think it's going to take a little time for this Lions team to get used to the new styles of play? Because when you get a new coordinator, everything changes on that side of the ball. And they have new coordinators on both sides of the ball. So what do you think there?
I mean, I hope not, because they've had a whole offseason to prep for this. But if we saw one thing last night in the opening game, football is pretty sloppy to start off the year. And we saw that really heavily in the first half, where I'm pretty sure the Cowboys didn't play a single snap of defense in the first half. I don't even think a paw was on Jalen Hurts' back at any time. And on the opposite side, you saw an Eagles defense that was supposed to be stout absolutely getting shredded by Dak Prescott. Quite frankly, in the first half at least. And then,
what was the one thing that stood out to you there, by the way? We didn't talk about that. I do have to say, there's one player on the Eagles secondary that got, I think, targeted 15 times. There were like 14 catches. Adoree wasn't even on the same island.
Legitimately, if I'm going to say this, we would be talking about this way more if CeeDee Lamb makes one catch that he probably makes 99 out of 100 times. Yep. And the second catch, which it was a hard, don't get me twisted. That second catch. That's a really tough catch.
Yep.
But the question is, do I expect a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL to make that catch in that situation?
Absolutely.
I kind of do, but I can't get on him. That's a really tough catch. The first one, brother, aren't you
got to catch that ball.
$30 million a year? You got to make that catch.
You got to catch
that. Was a perfect ball. I'm sorry. The second one, the lob, he had the full extension dive. I get it. That would have been a holy crap catch. First one, you got to make it. You got to make it. And if he makes it, we're talking about Adore Jackson and possibly the Cowboys today, and possibly the Eagles today, in a way different life, and Jordan Davis today in a way different light.
I mean, Joe, this is such an easy comment to make today. Like, it's very easy
Joe,
to say he has questionable hands when he dropped the ball all night after the first game. I think that, it's easy to say that. I do think he's pretty sure-handed. I think it was a one-off game for him. One thing I will say, though, about that Eagles secondary and everything with Adoree Jackson, they have to be making calls right now. They have to be scouring the free agent market. There is not a chance in hell they can continue putting. It's not like they had many guys hurt in that secondary either. That's their guy. That's who they're going to rely on.
Can I be honest with you? How many points did the Cowboys score in the second half?
Nobody scored in the second half because after the weather delay, nobody did. But the first half told you everything you needed to know.
I understand that, but I'm saying adjustments were made in the second half, obviously.
I mean, I think it was more the weather delay than the adjustments. Neither team could move the ball. Both teams came out flat.
Yes, both teams definitely came out flat, but defense was definitely the name of the game in the second half. Yes, those two plays that I just isolated in that last drive there, that's obviously an anomaly and should have been caught. Excuse me.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Adore Jackson was pitiful last night. And I bring it back to what we're talking about here with new coordinators. I expect most of the league to have sloppy play this week. I think you're going to be in for situations where some games are going to have a ton of points because the defense is going to be sloppy. Some teams are going to have no points because the offense is going to be sloppy. It's all going to be about, I think, play calling and styles. I think the teams are going to be run heavy to start the game, going to put up points flat out. I think the teams are going to take some shots like the Cowboys did and get some good penalties, like Dak did on that play in the first half to Pickens, where Quinton Mitchell literally just decided to never turn around once and play the ball, and then that led to the second touchdown. Stuff like that is going to play really well. Heady quarterbacks like that are going to play well.
I agree with you. And I definitely, so my picks on this game, then we'll go over to JD. I lean Green Bay. If I were to have to pick a winner of this game, I would take Green Bay at home, but I'm playing it the exact same way you are. I'm playing the under here. I'm playing a defensive game. I think this one will be comfortably under the 47.5 the line is currently at. I think both defense will play significantly better than we saw them play last year. The Lions had a massive upgrade to their defense this offseason, and that's just by getting Aiden Hutchinson back. One of the best defensive linemen in the game, getting him back into the mix. Also, I think this team is going to be a little more defensive focused this year. I don't think they're going to try and just score 60 points a game to beat teams 60 to 50. I think they're going to try and play a more complete style of football with the new coordinators they have.
Before we go to JD, I just want to forget. I don't want to forget to say, Jalen Carter, guys, watch out. He's probably going to get suspended because he's a moron. Let's not even get into that. I've never seen a more moronic thing happen. But the Eagles play the Chiefs next week. And we saw Javonte Williams look like prime Priest Holmes last night against a Eagles line that, quite frankly, had nobody other than Carter ready to play. Yeah, I know, Joe, you got spit on first.
He didn't really, though. Dak just spit at the ground. He just spit at the ground.
Dak just literally spit. Jalen Carter not only
walked to his face and spit on him.
The ref is right here. You're begging the ref on national television when everybody's watching the first play of the NFL season to just be like, we'll let it go.
Right. JD, over to you.
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk about the Dak and Jalen Carter stuff, or do you want me to talk about the game?
You know what the beauty of this show is, JD? You can talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about.
Also, talk about the taunting. There was one taunting call yesterday, right? And NFL made it a thing to say, we're going to be calling the taunting. And I heard this statement said today that all refs before this first week of games are going to go into the locker rooms and tell the teams, guys, this is a point of emphasis.
Yes, I heard that as well.
Do this. And that dumb mofo, less than one quarter into the game, did exactly what the refs told him.
You mean on the first play?
No. That wasn't Jalen Carter.
No.
Oh, they're talking about the Carter spit. Oh, the taunting penalty. Gotcha.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Like, so I heard today on the radio driving to work that the NFL refs are telling the NFL told all the refs, go to every single locker room, both teams, on this week one, and emphasize that it's a new rule. We are looking at taunting. Do not stand over a player after you tackle him or make a play. You could do all, the stupid shit that they do first down or tackle. Just do it over a player. I think it's ridiculous that an Eagles player did that in like the first quarter after being told that, yeah, Joe, it is no fun. It sucks. But it's like being told don't wear a red hat, and then the second that the person turns around, they put on a red hat. Like, obviously, you're going to get penalized. I just thought it was dumb. Look out for that this weekend, especially with players that are susceptible to that stuff.
Chippy players, we'll call them. JD, over to you.
Yeah. Well, as far as Dak, I just have to mention this. Dak looked great.
He looked great. He was the second best player on the field last night after Jalen Hurts.
Definitely. This is going to be interesting. Cowboys games look like they're going to be over games because they're going to put up points, but they're going to allow points.
Yeah.
So just a little to it. But yeah, I just had to say that because Dak really did look good.
He was phenomenal.
Yeah. So, but anyway, going to the Lions-Packers game here, y'all have already both made some really good points here. I've already talked about it a bit over the past week or so. I'm not as high on the Packers as most people are. I don't think just getting Parsons is just, that just makes them some great team. If the Packers do have a better season this year, I think that's because of Jordan Love. And actually, that's what I'm going to put that actually on here. I am showing value on the Lions side here, as you could probably tell. But what both of you have already brought up is the changes, especially to the OC. That's the only reason why I'm not betting them here. Because I am showing value here. As a matter of fact, if this would ever get to a +3, then I actually would bet the Lions. I just don't think we ever see a 3.
I don't either.
But if it ever does, just as you know, I am going to bet that. But I really do not think it actually gets there. But yeah, I'm staying off just because of that reason, specifically just in this week 1, because I don't think we're going to see Lions at their very best here. They're probably going to be a little bit slow. And as far as the under, like y'all are saying, I can definitely see why you guys like that. And that is definitely how actually I would have to lean.
100%.
If as far as teasers, if you're into teasers, the Lions are actually probably a really good piece there. So
I don't mind that. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, which means a closer final.
But for me, there's it, man.
Do you have any props in this game? This one I do not have any on. So do you?
I'm going to do something really quick here.
Let's do it.
Just to show a few actually running back props here. This is for an actual anytime touchdown. This is actually just to get one. We have Gibbs over his last 18 games. He has actually hit this in 14 games, 78%. And you can get that at FanDuel at -115.
I love that.
That's something I think I have to add to my card.
I absolutely love that. Only -115 for Gibbs to score a rush, any type of touchdown, anytime.
Yep. That to me, I just had to show that because I just
100%.
Great. Yeah.
That will be on my card as well, to be honest with you guys. So make sure you guys check out HOF. We have a phenomenal promo to give you guys later where you're going to get a free trial to check all this stuff out. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We'll get you all of that information. JD, ready to move on